Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the Galleon light tank. This is a light combat vehicle that first saw production in 2692. The Galleon proved to be an economical means of supporting infantry and battle mechs with a top speed faster than most mechs. The Galleon was well armed but lacked protection, carrying only 3.5 tons of armor. Despite this, the vehicle served well during the Ameris Civil War and after the Exodus. These tracked vehicles mostly fell into possession of the Draconis Combine and the Free Worlds League. The Galleon is often paired with the Harasser missile platform. Weapons and equipment: the Galleon is armed with a single Jackson Model 17 medium laser and a pair of Model 12 small lasers. These weapons provide decent firepower for its weight class, enabling the Galleon to worry contemporary mechs of the same tonnage as itself. Now, starting off with the Gal 200, the Gal 200 replaces the small lasers with machine guns. This 2915 version is utilized by the Draconis Combine, though some have been captured by the Laren Commonwealth. We also have the Gal 200 RL. The turret of this 2801 refit carries a pair of machine guns and a pair of rocket launcher 20s, four rocket launcher 10s mounted on the tank's front provide additional firepower. Now we have the Gal 102. This 3048 upgrade uses a fusion engine and increases the Galleon's top speed to 119 kilometers an hour. The medium laser is upgraded to a Presley 600p medium pulse laser, while the small Model 12s are upgraded to Hellion 5 medium lasers. Jalesa 328 ferrofibrous armor improved the protection for this tank, while the Beagle Active Probe enables the Galleon to find hidden units. It's also equipped with a Maxwell 500 comm system. Production of this model first began in 3048. We have the Gal 103. This first of two variants of the Vicor Industries production starting in 3066. The 103 uses an XL engine for power. The tonnage saved goes to a C3I computer and a Guardian ECM suite. The pulse laser of the 102 is upgraded to an ER medium laser, while the remaining tonnage goes towards more armor. The Gal 104, this 3066 variant, transforms the Galleon into a fire support tank by removing the weapons and electronics, except for the C3 computer, to mount an ER large laser linked to a targeting computer. The Galleon Maxwell, developed by Maxwell Planetary Defense Consortium, this Galleon variant uses some experimental technology to improve battlefield performance. The armored motive system protects the tanks or protects the tracks, while sponson turrets allow some of the secondary weaponry a larger field of fire. Each sponson turret has a small pulse laser and a machine gun, while the standard medium laser is in the main turret. A 4-ton infantry bay allows the Galleon to carry a squad of battle armor equipped troops. To make room for all this equipment, the Galleon Maxwell uses an XL engine. Let's see. And then we have the Gal 105. This variant of the Galleon is equipped with a Thunder artillery cannon and ER medium lasers in sponson turrets. It is used to provide fire support for light armored units. To make room for the weapons, the armor was unfortunately sacrificed. We have the Gal 106. Introduced in 3103, this version of the tank is intended as a scout, faster than previous versions. The tank had a 240 rated XL fusion engine, able to clock upwards to 129 kilometers an hour. The tank's hull is protected by 7.5 tons of hardened armor, retaining the sponson turrets of the Gal 105. These side turrets are each armed with a standard medium laser. The vehicle's long-range weapon mount in its turret is a light PPC. For its scouting role, the tank has been fitted with TAG and Beagle active probe. We have the 106M, close to the variant of the 106. The M, to be introduced in 3140, is very or performs a very different role. This version would be remodeled as an infantry transport, retaining the speed of the standard 106's engine and hardened armor. The sponson turrets are each armed with a machine gun, while the front has an AMS. These weapons each have 1 ton of ammo protected by case. The vehicle's long-range weapon mount in its turret is a ER medium laser. For its infantry transport role, the tank has been fitted with a 4-ton infantry bay. Then we have the 200R, the Meriden Hegemony's version of the Galleon. The Periphery Nation no longer refits older tanks, but are newly produced standardized. The ice-powered 200R retains the original Galleon's 96 kilometers an hour top speed and its standard armor protection. 4 rocket launcher 10s are fitted to the front of the vehicle. 2 machine guns are fitted in the turret along with a single rocket launcher 20. The machine guns draw from a shared 1-ton ammo bay in the main body. We have the 201, introduced in 3135 by the Capellian Confederation. This version of the Galleon features House Liao's stealth technology. The tank has a 180 rated standard fusion engine that moves it up to 96 kilometers an hour and is protected by the vehicle's stealth armor. The sponson turrets of the tank are each armed with mag shot gauze rifles. The vehicle's long-range weapon mount in its turret, I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that today, is a light AC-5 with 20 rounds of ammunition. Finally, the tank has been fitted with the required ECM suite to enable the stealth system to function. And finally, we have the GAL 300. Produced by the Republic of the Sphere starting in 3101, the tank has a 180 rated light fusion engine to allow it to retain the original tank's 96 kilometers an hour top speed. Its hull protection is nearly double to use of the heavy ferrofibrous armor. The sponson turrets are each armed with ER small lasers. The vehicle's main weapon is its turret-mounted 7-tube multi-missile launcher. Additional armaments come in the form of a pair of side-mounted M-pods. All right. And then we're going to get down to the different looks that we've had throughout the years. Now, this is how it originally was done by Luce way back in the day in the 3025 book. And then we get some updated views of it. So, really kind of updating how that turret looks and the different types of side mount. That would probably be the sponson turrets on the side here. Well, that's definitely the sponson right there. So we're able to kind of maneuver back and forth a little bit more, as well as having that nice large weapon mount on the top. Now, let's see. I don't know if it says which one this is. No, it doesn't. And then we have, again, from Luce, way back in the day, with a unit symbol on the top there. And this is from, was it MechWarrior Online? I think this is from artist is missing the artist, but Jas Philos dossier from Liao Incursion as of 2003. So this is their vision of it in 2003 at least. And last but not least, we have Battletech collector card. The artist is Kevin McCain, and it's a nice look to it. Nice gritty look as it's taking fire and giving fire out as well. All right, with that, we will switch on over to our D6 stats of this and go from there. All right, so looking at what we have here, um, it's the Galleon at Walker scale, has a crew of 2 personnel, no passengers for the starting base version of this. We do have a cost of 323,700 C-bills. So this is a lighter, it's a 30-ton vehicle. Let's see. It does come in quite a bit cheaper than a lot of mechs, although there are some mechs that are fairly cheap back in the original 3025. But we didn't have all the extra fusion engines and XL and ferrofibrous that all cost a lot extra. Okay. Keeping the cargo capacity at 500 kilograms. Not really certain exactly where I should be changing that to. Full coverage. It's ground altitude. This isn't hovering. This is a tracked version, trying to keep the cost down. And the manufacturer themselves thought that a tracked vehicle would actually retain its viability a lot longer than, say, hover vehicles, especially after the Ameris War, and starting to see some production difficulties and all that. Being able to maintain a track system is going to be a little bit simpler. All right. Keeping our maneuverability at a 2D plus 2. I haven't changed any of these. So, as always, if you feel you need to change it, by all means, change it. I really don't know what to throw out there. So, I've just been keeping them at that, just being honest here. Our movement is at 73.2 kilometers an hour. That does come from the 3025 book instead of saying it was, 94.6 kilometers an hour. Our body strength is a 3D because it is a 30-ton mech. But the armor points, counting that all up, we only have 56 points of armor. And our weapons, we have 1 medium laser, which is turret mounted. Walker scale, fire control is 2D, any damage is 5D. And our 2 small lasers, now I have these fire linked. These are front mounted. Yes, they're on a turret to move them up and down a little bit, but they are front mounted. Walker scale again. Fire control is 2D and our damage is 5D. So kind of a nice light basic tank. Now the fact that they've also turned this into an armored personnel carrier is pretty respectable. But you're losing 4 tons, and the fact that at that point they're also throwing in XL engines to be able to come up with the weight allowance in order to do that. Some of the things that we weren't able to do early on. Now we would have had to have bumped this up, and then that would in turn slow this down some. So it's a fun little tank, something fun to throw out. It is a scary thought for smaller, lighter mechs, and a great kind of scout alternative for people that are using mixed arm units and all that. Having small tanks like this for scouting missions and infantry support is a very viable solution. In a lot of regards, this is not all that much different than what we look at today's common armored personnel carrier, for the fact of, we're using like a 20 to 25 millimeter cannon on top, which would be similar to, say, our medium laser here, a M60 coax, which might be close to our small lasers, seeing that our small lasers and our machine guns are pretty close. Although I'd like to think our machine gun is more of a 50 caliber, but something along of a anti-personnel cannon on there. And then we just kind of go from there. So with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. It's wonderful having you here. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.